Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 23 with the Brewers of Milwaukee. Last episode, we went 83 and 79. Many games out of first place. And we found out we kind of had a bit of an identity crisis upon realizing how bad our park is for home run hitting. We need to focus on contact hitters. I think that's going to be what gets us back to the promised land. To that end, we may want to ship some people out or find other ways to help overcome things. First things first. We began with the Brewers back in 1975. We're going to finish in 1984. That means we have exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more seasons with the Brew Crew. And look, under almost any circumstances, has been the most successful run we've had, other than our run with the Pirates. Where we won, 4 World Series and could have theoretically won 8 had I actually played the games out and made good decisions. But this is right up there with the Dodgers in terms of our long-term dominance. The second Dodgers run, not the Brooklyn Dodgers run. So yes, my friends, we must persevere. And to that end, I think we have to get rid of Dave Kingman. A player whose primary value is only hitting home runs is never going to be as successful in Milwaukee as he will be in another place. It's not ideal, and I am a little bit sad that we'd have to move on from him, but among all my players, he's going to be the most hamstrung by our park. We do have a fair bit of money, but I would like to try to trade Dave Kingman and see what's out there. What would I like to get in return, you ask? I would love to get a top-tier shortstop or a second baseman. That would be delightful, but we'll see what happens. But I know we traded Mike Schmidt for Dave Kingman and instantly saw him transform into an amazing player. I think we need to get rid of him too. So let us shop him a rune and see what might be had. I'm not trading him for a reliever. I might for the right starter, though. Who do we got pitching right now? Is there a clear weakness here? Blyleven has very clearly tanked. And we're stuck with him for a long time. So, yikes. Blyleven is certainly not going to be a premium pitcher. Like, seriously? One ace that's like in the 50 to 60, or pitcher in the 50 to 60 range actually might be a welcome addition to this roster. Mike Kilkenny doesn't have the best in terms of... Wait, what? Requiring 25 plate appearances? What the fuck? What? I'm not touching that. I don't know what the hell they're talking about there. That's bizarre. Nope, I'm not trading for Benny Ayala. Doug Bird ain't anything special. So bad movement pitchers won't be as bad for us as it would be for other teams because, again, we suppress home runs quite handily. I just have to think that I could do better, though. And maybe we'll hang on to Dave Kingman and move him in a specific order later on. Let's do suitable in free agency before I make any kind of trades, but I do think we have to find someone to replace Dave Kingman one way or the other. We're trying to improve our staff cohesion. I don't know how to fix this other than getting one more normal person or one more easygoing person. But I'd have to basically fire my bench coach for that, and I just don't see that being worthwhile. So we'll just see what happens as the season progresses. I'm going to go ahead and offer up Dave Kingman onto the trade block and see what kind of offers are made. Actually, I didn't check a prospect package. That might be the kind of thing I'd be willing to move him for. No? What if I add in a player? One player is not a package. Not even a little bit. I'm not trading for Boog Powell. That would be ridiculous. Mark Wagner sucks. Tom Kelly ain't nothing special. Johnny LeMaster is a decent infielder. Wonder if I could get LaRoche and LeMaster. You wouldn't give me dumb money, would you? No, he doesn't want to be traded to me. That's fair. Could I get Ken Griffey? No, not without trading someone I don't want to give up. What if I only asked for Griffey? I will happily give you Domingo Ramos for Ken Griffey. Griffey is the exact kind of player that I'd like to have on the team, and he's a perfectly cromulent first baseman. I think this makes a ton of sense. Let's do it. I don't know where he'll play yet, but I feel pretty confident that he's going to be playing at first base. Let me go ahead and scooch him right over to left field, or to first base right now. Yeah, he's a good contact hitter with good gap power, a pretty good batting eye, good stolen base percentage. I think he is exactly the kind of player that we've been looking for ever since our unfortunate discovery that Dave Kingman is essentially useless on this team. I still want an upgrade at potentially second and potentially short, because I ain't bringing Stinnett back. I can't afford to. We're going to let Bill Singer walk. That just has to happen because he wants a lot of money, and he is not worth it. He is not worth it. So we're just going to go ahead and jump forward a bit. You want to be a general manager, but you're a very good scouting director, so how about I just give you a raise? Okay, we've got Valentine and Foley. A couple of other new contracts. We have very little money to spend, but I think it's going to open up a lot when we move on to the next season. Or at least we'll have a better sense of what we could afford. Let's do free agency filings. Oh my god, owner. Are you fucking stupid? You're incredibly stupid. I'm not saying Bill Singer isn't still a surprisingly decent pitcher, but like, he's going to keep aging. This is such a bad deal, but alright. He can spend what he wants. I don't know how exactly to make a profit, though, if you keep signing players to ridiculous extensions. Gold glove for John Ford bench. Mr. Bench is still worth a fair bit because he's such a good defensive catcher, but I'm starting to think he's not. He is not the player we want signed, alas. Yep, bring back Bobby Valentine, who will almost certainly be my starting shortstop just by default. Because we're going to lose Frankie T in free agency, and I don't want him back anyway. No. Oh, who got a Silver Slugger? Mr. Sixto Lascano. Yeah, fuck you, Jeff Burrows. Don't be bragging about how many home runs you hit in Baltimore. Or, Toronto. I was looking at somebody else. Yeah, we'll go up to free agency voting. I can think of several reasons not to accept this offer. Starting with the fact that he's not very good. On this team, for this salary, Larry Dierker still has value. So I kind of don't want to get rid of him unless I get a top quality replacement. Which I'm not gonna, so I'm not worried about that. I have $0 to spend. Which means unless I can move salary out, I can't bring new salary in. Would anyone be dumb enough to take Bert Blyleven off my hands at this point? Probably not. Probably not. And nobody else here obviously strikes me as a candidate to trade. So I think we just kind of just skip free agency this season and see if we can't build through the draft. Okay, you're offering me something for Johnny Bench. You're offering me Paul Cerna. I don't think he's a great fit for me, but I like where their head is at. And Joe Desau, I don't want him though. I don't mind trading Johnny Bench at this point, but I've got to do it for a good salary. Oh, sorry, Bobby Valentine. I meant to add you to the Major League roster anyway, and I just forgot. Oh, Randy Johnson, the left fielder. Nope. Shooty Babbitt's got a fair chance of being making the roster as an infielder, so there's that. I wouldn't mind grabbing, if we can, a goodish middle infield addition. Maybe in the Rule 5, maybe in the draft. Because Tim Foley can't hit his way out of a paper bag. He's very much an unskilled player at this point in his career. Yeah, Catfish Hunter will be back sooner rather than later, I think. Okay, winter meetings are done. Oh, I didn't do my Hall of Fame voting yet. Shame on me. Yep, for Bob Allison, that seems pretty reasonable. A Ken Boyer who's playing first isn't nearly as valuable as a Ken Boyer playing third. And while I like his bat, I'm not sure the whole picture is Hall of Fame worthy. Norm Cash, yes. I like the name 3 Dog, but right now you are 0 Dog in terms of my Hall of Fame consideration. Love me some Bob Gibson. Dick Groat seems pretty good. Unlike Jerry Groat, who can go to hell. I'll vote for Granny. I will keep his candidacy alive, even if I'm the only one who does it. Bill Monbocat. I've never heard of you before, but you seem like a pretty clear Hall of Famer to me. You're the only one so far that I think is definitely a Hall of Famer this season. I'll vote for Jim Pearsall. Again, it's not going to matter. Not in the least. I will vote for Norm Seaburn. I have no issue with him making it. A 12-time All-Star at catcher with that offensive profile seems like a Hall of Famer to me, and it doesn't seem like it would be a particularly challenging idea here. Yes to Lee Walls. Yes to Bill White. Come on, guys. Do the right thing. Eddie Yost must enter the Hall of Fame. Honestly, only Monbocat strikes me as a definite Hall of Famer with a bunch of players that are right around that level. I'd love to see Eddie Yost to make it, though. I think it's borderline required for him to make it. If he doesn't, I will put him in, because that's how I roll. I'm sorry that you're not happy about it, but the man wanted to get paid and I wasn't going to pay him. We could use an outfielder. Maybe that's either Tom Grieve or Hector Cruz. Probably Hector Cruz. Get ourselves a nice defensive... Can Tom Grieve play center at all? No, he can't. I will go ahead and put Hector Cruz on our roster for now. I think he serves a very valuable purpose at the moment. No, I don't need a bad outfielder. What possesses you to think I need a bad outfielder? I think Paul Cerna is going to struggle badly on our team, and that's what gives me pause about trading for him. I think he's just the worst kind of player for us. Not saying he's a bad player, because he isn't. You're nothing special. People really want Larry Dierker and Shooty Babbitt. And Shooty Babbitt does have an incredible name. I'm not going to get Tony Fernandez or Tim Teufel, am I? I'm picking 17th. They think I'd up with Carmelo Martinez. I would not take him. He's an outstanding talent. Don't get me wrong about that. But if I had the chance to take, say, Greg Gagne or Tom Foley, I would probably take one of those just because of how badly I need infielders. Even Jose Okendo. No, not Okendo. He's too far from the majors, and I need someone who can produce now. Darryl Strawberry on the New York Yankees. That's poetry right there. Alright, who's left? Not pitchers. Okay. Interesting. So some of the players that we thought would be available have in fact been taken. Let's look at the log. No, Greg Gagne's still in there some. No, he's not. The Dodgers took him. Alright. Mr. Dick Schofield is a very good center fielder, or shortstop, with a reasonably good bat. No hesitation. Come to the Brewers. Alright. Let's get some Dennis Rasmussen. A guy that big doesn't throw 90, right? I'm willing to take a risk and see if we can get a quality player out of this. I'm going to grab Don Schultz. I will try out Cecil Espy. Why not? Oh, he's impossible. That's a good reason why not. And I don't have the money to pay him. Scouting director. I'm going to check one couple of things. Yeah, there's nothing good there. Do your thing, scouting director. I don't even care. Yeah, Dick Schofield is probably going to be starting on opening day. I'm just throwing it out there. That's almost a guarantee. He is vastly superior to both of my current infield options, both at second or short. And I think getting him in the lineup is going to be very helpful, at least defensively. Like, I know his bat isn't that great right now. I don't know, would I keep him at short or would I move him to second? I think I'd at least be willing to try him at short. Bobby Valentine ain't that special. You would give me Ricky Adams. Adams is a good second baseman. I like him, but not for Dierker. You want to do Babbitt for Adams? I'm all about it. You can have Dallas Williams if you want him that badly. Adams is a pretty solid choice. And Schofield goes to the Major League roster. Ricky Adams does too, I think, and then we'll just sort out who's the odd man out is. No, we can leave him there, and then Tim Foley can be a backup question mark? Actually, let's trade Tim Foley. There's got to be some kind of prospect on offer that's worth acquiring. No, they're all terrible. Then I guess I'll just keep Tim Foley and deal with him later. Griffey is going to help transform this offense. I'm really happy about Ken Griffey hanging out with us. Oh no, don't take mediocre players from me. However, will I survive? I like how, unironically, the best players are actually the ones that are already on my team. So yeah, I decline your offer. Like, you do you, Yankees. If you get anything of value out of him, then by all means. He's definitely torn it up in the minors. I just don't have a place for him right now. Nope. Eddie Yost, you are going into the Hall of Fame whether the game likes it or not. I shan't tolerate this injustice. So I'm gonna go boop. And then I'm gonna go induct player to Hall of Fame. Don't fuck with me, game. I will not tolerate your nonsense. I shall now relinquish my commissioner duties, but yeah. There is very little to like about this trade. I don't want a catcher that's that bad. As a backup, he's not terrible. We'd save an awful lot of money. And Johnny Bench's bat is just not going to play that well in Milwaukee. Plus, it frees up a bunch of money. Can I get you to throw in anything else? Give me Ricky Henderson. No, give me Cal Ripken. If I'm going to ask for the fucking moon, I'm going to ask for the fucking moon. Okay. Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I know you don't trade a guy like Johnny Bench, but it protects me from my stupid fucking owner. And Junior Ortiz is a fine backup catcher, and I have no problem with letting Tim Laudner be our starting catcher, except the fact he's a terrible catcher, but that's alright. It's not catcher defense that matters in Major League Baseball, right? Totally optional. I still have no money. But I'm closer to having actual money. I do have two offense first catchers, which is kind of interesting. But we'll see how this works out. Is there a big salary I could move? We would free up so much money if we traded Burt Blyleven. Like, I know it's opening a giant hole on our roster, but like, he has lost a lot. Like, he just doesn't have stuff anymore. Is it worth trading him at any price if it means the payroll flexibility to add something else? I almost think it is. I almost think we have to do this trade. Even if it means we don't get a good player in return. Because he's just too much money. I will look for any reasonable deal. I don't hate the idea of bringing in Rick Dempsey, actually. A really solid defensive catcher to either back up or start. Who gets on base at a pretty good clip. I don't hate that deal at all. Then again, if I trade for Ken Pape, I shut his entire salary. But I think I do like Dempsey, actually. I think I am going to trade for Rick Dempsey. Done. I'm sorry the fans are sad about me trading both of those players, but they were both fairly old and not very productive. Plus, now this gives me a good defensive catcher to pair with Laudner, or I can let Laudner take the lead and Dempsey can be the backup. So this means that Junior Ortiz can maybe learn how to catch in the minors. And I'm here for that. Alright, I now have a couple $100,000, right? I have quite a bit more than that. Let's see if I can find a cheap starting pitcher who would like to try to make good. Oof. Wayne Garland doesn't really do it for me. Tom Underwood is way too expensive. I can't afford Denny McLain. That is not happening. Starter. The benefit of Wayne Garland is he costs me basically nothing. The downside of Wayne Garland is he's not a great pitcher. Like, he's been consistently solid, right? So who are my starters right now? Let's go by pitching ratings. Pitching ratings. So Hunter, Blue, and Singer are all fairly good. Then we get into the meh categories. Dierker's fine. Trout is fine. Neither one of them is particularly noteworthy. Maybe we don't want a starting pitcher. Maybe instead we want... I'll take Bruce Kyson for no money. And that's just math to get a free player. Not really free, but we don't pay him unless he signs a contract, so that's good. like, I would love a guy in the vein of a Jim Fregosi. I think he'd be an excellent addition, and I don't have anywhere near that kind of money. I don't think Bernie Carbo is a good risk in our current park. If you want a first baseman, it's for contact, but I've already got Ken Griffey, and I'm happy keeping him. Elliot Maddox. Yeah, I don't really see anybody here that I'm that interested in adding. So I think we just keep going for now. Oh, you increased some of my budgets. That's cool. How much did Rennistonat earn? Yeah, that's too much. I am quite pleased with not spending that kind of cash. Alright. Who's getting an invite? Rasmussen can have an invite. McWhorter, Gott, Rickford Adams. That seems solid. That seems like a good spring training group. Pitching. Give me a 6-man rotation. Cool. And then give me my lineup. I like Ken Griffey as leadoff man a lot. I think he's going to completely transform this lineup potentially. Oh, you're playing Jim Rice, a designated hitter. I am okay with that. Like, I know Dave Edwards is better defensively, but he's also never been, like, a premium outfielder. I don't have better choices. I suppose I don't. And Dave Edwards is noticeably better in left field than Jim Rice is. I don't mind Jim Rice DHing as long as he keeps hitting. I can make that happen. I am going to, however, have Schofield play over Valentine. No, I'm not. If I ship you to second base, what do you look like? You're much more raw, but I think your defensive skill set plays better there. Schofield, you're going to start at second base during spring training. And we're just going to see where this gets us. Like, I do think you'll eventually take over shortstop, but I do think Bobby Valentine is the better choice right now. But we're going to see how you do, my friend, and if you can pick up second base quickly. I see no reason why he wouldn't. He's, like, a pretty good shortstop, so there's no reason he couldn't be a pretty good second baseman. They're very similar skill sets, except second base is easier, generally speaking. So I'm all about it, if we can make that work. Give me Mike Ricard, who is what they call bad. I don't need a player that's bad. I have my own bad players. I don't need more of them. Alright, amigos. So, we must reduce the roster. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and 60-day IL him. Wait, what? Why is that not retroactive? Like, he's been injured a long-ass time. If I can't make it retroactive, I don't want him on the IL. I will activate Commissioner mode real quick and edit Catfish Hunter so he's no longer in the IL. Editor. Injury data. Here we go. I'm going to set this to 0 because I should have been able to make it retroactive. And then I will double check how he looks now. Okay, good. And then I will turn off Commissioner mode. It's also I don't understand the injury rules enough, and maybe that's actually how it's meant to be, but I would not have put him on the 60-day IL if I would have known that I couldn't have him back at the end of the 3 weeks. Alright, so that's one roster spot cleared up. Junior Ortiz can go to the minors. Brad Leslie to the minors. How many pitchers do I have? I have 13 pitchers. I'd like there to be 12. Who is the next worst pitcher? I'm going to send down Gott and let him keep improving. So this means that Keith McWhirter and Dennis Rasmussen both make the opening day roster. Okay, position players, Balboni right to the minors. Jim Cox right to the minors. I don't know how he keeps getting added to my 40-man. Valdez, literally not very good. Alright, I'm down to 25 now. Where did Jim Rice go? Oh, he's still there. Okay. For whatever reason, I didn't see him. Possibly because I'm an old man and I'm going blind. At least that's how I feel some days. I am really intrigued by what Dick Schofield might be able to accomplish this season. I have my first and second round draft pick both made the team, which I did not anticipate. But maybe. Maybe it's alright. Darryl Strawberry ended up with the Texas Rangers because the fucking Yankees took Phil Bradley? What the hell? Like, I'm not saying Phil Bradley is a bad player, but he's no Darryl Strawberry. A weird decision. Oral Hershiser ends up on the Royals. None of these names feel right. Didn't Tony Fernandez eventually end up on Houston? Like, I remember him playing for Toronto and Cleveland, obviously. But I don't know if he actually played for the Astros in real life. I would have loved to have gotten him, though. Oh. Yeah, he never played for Houston. It was mostly Toronto. Cool. Alright, lads. Let us set the roster. To be the rosteriest roster that's ever rostered. Alright. Until until Catfish is back, Bill Singer is quite obviously our ace. Then Vita Blue. Then Trout, then Dierker, then Rasmussen. I don't love using Rasmussen yet. I'm worried a lot about his ability to throw strikes. But he is getting better. And I can live with that. Like right now, I know he only throws 87 to 89. I'm expecting him to add velocity because of how huge he is. He's 6'7". You generally don't throw that solely if that's how tall you are. Let's go to the relief crew. Definitely Tom the Terminator will be the closer. I will Brook, no disregard there. Mr. Frank Riccelli, I think, will serve as our setup man. Mr. Dave Righetti will be our specialist, but also do some middle relief work. Senor Mike Paxton is emergency starter, long reliever. And everyone else is just a middle reliever, and we'll figure out the roles and how they should work out. That is your pitching staff for the 1983 Milwaukee Brewers. Let's get all this stuff set up. Okay, I believe I'm still in the American League. Correct. Alright, Ken Griffey is like the perfect leadoff guy. I have no compunction 1 second about putting him there. The question is where we put George Brett. I like him being the number 2 hitter a lot, but he hasn't been all that productive. Like, he hits for a decent average, and he's got a little bit of pop, but I don't know. I need more from him before I consider batting him second. So Sixto Lezcano, I think, definitely hits third. And Jim Rice definitely hits cleanup. So I guess I will let George Brett hit second. I just don't have a better place to bat him right now. Chet Lemon is going to be our 5th hitter. Then I guess Dave Edwards playing left field with Jim Rice at DH. Like, Dave Edwards has been about a league average hitter every single season, and I think letting him be a starting outfielder might pay dividends. Dick Schofield is going to play second base and hit 8th. My Bobby Valentine hits 9th and plays shortstop. And then the question is, do we go offense or do we go defense for catcher? And I think we're going to go defense. All right. Give me the depth chart, if you please. I am completely fine with this depth chart. The only thing I'm going to change is I'm not going to let Ricky Adams be a defensive backup, because I don't think there's any point. I think Dick Schofield is more than capable of playing second base. So I'm going to go paste and paste. I'm going to go paste, and we're just going to remove. Jim Rice is going to play left. Dave Edwards rides the pine, and everyone else moves up. And you can give me a depth chart. There we go. Ken Griffey adds a ton to this team. But I think the real stealth addition might be Dick Schofield. A lot's going to depend on how quickly he develops, but if he develops reasonably fast, this could be a scary lineup. Chet Lemon is such a weird dude. He's so good offensively, but he doesn't have like any one particular skill. So it's tricky to decide where to put him. It's very tricky. You have 1,100 hits as a 27-year-old. That's pretty special. We could maybe get you into Hall of Fame territory at some point. I could see it happening. Right. Let us make sure that everyone is on the 40-man that should be there. I am most worried about the pitching staff. Sure, Ricky. You get to make the roster too. I'm most worried about the pitching staff. Especially if Catfish Hunter doesn't come back. If Catfish Hunter can return at his former level or close to it, I think we'll be fine. But if we can't, then we're going to have a really rough season. We shall see what happens, my dear friends. Wow. Byron McLaughlin didn't even pitch one inning for the Yankees. Sucks to be you, my friend. Sucks to be you. Or you could just, injure Vita Blue. That's another way to cripple the team. So... like, Sid Munge isn't a terrible choice to just fill a spot. But Mike Paxton is going to take the actual starting pitching spot there. It's going to be Mungie McGee here as our emergency starter. Like, he is not a good pitcher, but he's the best I've got. In fact, he's all I've got. So we're just gonna kind of roll with the punches. And Catfish is back. Did you get to throw a single inning in the major leagues, Mr. Munge? You threw 3 of them and you were awful. Well, goodbye. So Paxton goes there and goes back to his best role, which is emergency starter. Come on, Catfish, be the man. We desperately need you to be the man. God damn it, Mike Schmidt. Really? Really? Okay. Just gonna keep on going here. There's not a whole lot I can do. Okay, we get Vita Blue back, which is the best news. Has Rasmussen earned the right to stay in the big leagues? I mean, Larry Dierker is clearly the worst pitcher on this team right now. My question is, would Dierker take a demotion? Because that's what would basically have to happen, right? Is Dierker would have to go to the minor leagues. And he won't take the demotion. I'm going to send down Guante here and then activate Vita Blue. And I'm going to convert Dierker to a long reliever. There we go. Like, 7 homers and 7 starts is a real problem. It's a very, very real problem. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and finish the month of May, and then we will start reviewing statistics and see what moves we could make. Okay. Catfish is slipping a little bit, but not by as much as you'd think. Rasmussen is losing velocity. That's not good. Other players are slightly worse. I'm going to trade Steve Balboni. He is never going to succeed in this park. I'm going to see what's out there for somebody desperate for a power-hitting first baseman. Primarily, I'm going to look at prospects, but I will open up things if I can find. I'd grab a regular at the right position. Like a starting pitcher. Steve Henderson is not objectionable. I'd rather take Tom Niedenfuer, though. Niedenfuer. He's an incredible reliever, and I'd rather have a really, really good reliever than a not so good first baseman. I am then going to send away. I like Dave Righetti as my lefty killer, so he still gets to stay on for that role. Who is the next most expendable? It appears to be Mr. Larry Dierker, but I'll send on McWhorter just because I don't have room for him otherwise. And then Niedenfuer is immediately going to become a setup guy in his own right. In fact, he is the real setup guy. For Kelly, you're being demoted to regular middle relief. Okay. So, what are we looking at here? First of all, the top part of the lineup is playing at a very high level. Griffey, Brett, Lascano, and Rice are all doing their jobs quite well. I will say I'm a bit concerned at Rice's lack of power. Like, I know my park suppresses home runs, but he's basically not hitting them at all. So I'm really hoping that he starts heating up with the power. It's going to make the rest of the lineup look better. Chet Lemon just keeps doing Chet Lemon things. He hits a decent average, he steals bases, and he gets on base at a reasonable clip. Totally happy with that. Is Griffey 378 batting average? My dude, thank you. Dave Edwards is replacement level. So an upgrade at left field wouldn't be the worst decision. Rick Dempsey is getting on base and hitting homers, which I didn't expect at all. But I'm here for his defensive capabilities. Mr. Dick Schofield is almost league average with the bat. So that'll be good. We really need to see him start taking steps forward, though. That's going to be one of the keys to seeing this team improve in the second half. So the first question we have to ask ourselves is, how do we get better? And that's a problem. I don't know how we can. The problem is, Dave Edwards is the most obvious replacement target. I think Dave Edwards is just a better utility guy. If we can get a good left fielder, I think that would completely transform this lineup in a very positive way. What do we have on the trade block? I would not object to Don Sutton being on our team, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a left fielder. Ben Ogilvy would be a really nice addition to the team. Like, he's not incredible, but he's a good contact guy with decent power. I think his skill set would play quite well. What would it cost? But then still, so would Steve Henderson. But I do think that Mr. Ogilvy is... He's both cheaper right now and a little bit better on the whole. I mean, I could get Reggie Jackson, but honestly, I think he'd be a nightmare in our park. I think Ben Ogilvy is the choice. And you're wanting a premium player for him. Don't be stupid. That ain't gonna happen. Can I offer you Jim Gott? Gott and McWhorter? Is that too much? No, it's 2 relievers. Yes, I will make this trade. I can't get Phil Bradley, can I? Okay. I tried. Yeah, let's do it. I need to free up a roster spot for him. That's going to be Hector Cruz to the minors. No. Hector is hitting okay, actually. I wouldn't mind giving him an opportunity to try to play more. But then again, I'm also not convinced he's that great a player. And I think Dave Edwards is just the better bench guy. Alright, so step 1, Ben Ogilvy right into the lineup. He is the Ogilvyst. Then generate me a new depth chart. And I am completely fine with this depth chart. So we're going to copy and copy. And paste and paste. Paste, and then we bench Ogilvy for Jim Rice. Generate. No, thank you. And then we paste this bad boy right here. Okay. Ben Ogilvy should be a significant improvement over Dave Edwards. I don't know if he's a long-term solution, but he's definitely a medium-term solution. And so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and see what he can accomplish. Bobby Valentine is pretty terrible. I don't really have another middle infielder that I trust, though. Unless we just start playing Ricky Adams and then bench... I don't know what the answer is to that. I do know that Tim Foley's in the answer to anything. Unless the question is, why do you have Tim Foley? And then the answer is, I don't know. Because I'm a dummy. Because I am a potato. None of you are even semi-interesting. Can I get a prospect package, perhaps? No, I will not allow you to include additional players. Okay, I can't get one of those. That's fine. I'll just rock with Tim Foley being like a nothing and see what that gets us. All I'm looking for is for Jim Rice to figure out his shit. If Jim Rice starts heating up, I think we'll be in terrific shape. Or we could just kill my other outfielder. That's amazing. Thanks, game. Okay. I could bring Al Oliver back. Okay, so it is going to be moving Jim Rice back into the outfield and letting Steve Henderson DH. I'm hoping because he's having such a bad year, I can get him for very little. Oh, yeah. Sure, you can have Byron McLaughlin for Steve Henderson. I think that sounds amazing. Alright. So, do I have any alpha who can play right that well? Well, let me actually add Steve Henderson to our roster. I think I just make you play right field. I don't think you'd be amazing at it, but I have to do it. Ben Ogilvy's decent in right, so I think we're going to switch you to right. And then we'll let Jim Rice play the field again. So right and left. And then we'll just throw Steve Henderson in as the hitter that is designated. And then I guess Ben Ogilvy gets to slip in here and play some right. At least until we get Sixto Loscano back, which isn't going to be for a while, right? Joel Youngblood doesn't do anything for me, though. Pass. Oh, shit. That's his career. Don't fuck with me, game. I know how this works. That's his career. Yep. Is there any sense in trying to acquire a starting pitcher? Because let's be realistic. We're 7 games out of 5th. Or 1st, rather. And I'm not going to tell you that... Actually, I don't mind Catfish Hunter losing his career because it means I get the money back, which is pretty nice. I can definitely spend that money next year. But for now, is it worth it? Or are we better off just, say, handing the spot to Mike Paxton or something and letting him figure it out? Like, Bill Singer ain't anything super special. It looks like he's struggling with home runs this year. But he's also not terrible. I guess I just don't see a lot of utility in acquiring a starting pitcher unless he's going to be something that's going to stick around for a while. Also, Tom Henke is not having a great season as our closer. I don't know why, though. Like, he is an incredible pitcher. I don't get it. I don't get it. I must not have very many leads. That could be the issue. Let us see if there is an inexpensive starting pitcher that one might acquire. Potentially. Hey, it's Jim Palmer. Wow, you did not have much of a career, my friend. A career WAR of 3? Oh my. It seems like you never gave him a shot as a starter. That's on you, my dudes. That is definitely on you. Trading bloke. Like, Dave Goltz is the best player available on the trade market. I just don't think I can afford him. I could bring Don Sutton in. I bet Don Sutton wouldn't cost me a huge amount. I'd rather have Don Sutton than Mike Paxton, that's for sure. Done. I know, I keep saying I need to stop adding players that I used to have, but in this case, I'm making an exception for myself because it's bullshit that I lost Catfish Hunter. That is literally garbage. Let's bring up Mr. Guante, and he can be a middle reliever. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, friends, let's get some coaches re-signed. We're now at content. We don't like controlling. So if I let somebody go who's controlling, I think that's going to help things out a fair bit. Unfortunately, that would mean my excellent hitting coach. Although you're certainly no issue. I think I do let John Corridon walk. So I will keep Mr. Lynch. I will keep Mr. Acker. I will keep my bench coach. I literally never had an A-ball hitting coach this season. That's pretty embarrassing. Tom Clyde is good, but he's no Wally Flager. But I think Wally Flager would be better suited to be like a bench coach, where he can be good. I think that's his most natural position here. Now, Bill Moyesian would be one hell of a pitching coach, and I think we just let Tom Clyde go. Okay, excellent, good, good. Excellent, good, excellent, legendary. So I think that's what we go for there. So we're going to replace our pitching coach and our hitting coach. Which means, Mr. Wally Flager, I need to give you a new contract. Carl Erskine, I have no problem with you staying at A-ball to be our pitching coach. I think you're doing a fine job there. Jerry Fosnow is too damn good to not resign. Is there any decent hitting coach available? Paul Lehner. Alright. I'm just seeing like everyone like holding the bat the wrong way because they don't have a hitting coach. That'd be pretty funny. Player development. Nicely done, Steve Henderson. Nicely done. Okay. Who from the Brewers made the All-Star team? Ken Griffey, George Brett, and that's it. And George Brett's having kind of a bad season in a lot of ways, but he's got power this season. So it kind of all evens out a bit. Only two All-Stars this season. That's a shame. That is un shame. Oh well. Can't win them all. Are you not getting better? You are getting better. Just oh, you haven't been scouted in a while. Hook me up, scout. We desperately need a better shortstop. I think that is the single most important position for us to upgrade in the offseason if we can manage that. Why do we look so bad defensively? What is your deal? Okay, Rick Dempsey, if you're not playing catcher at a high level, I literally have no reason to start you. Like, you need to basically be transcendent. And if you're not, then I might as well play a catcher who might actually hit baseballs every now and again. So yeah, you just got benched, Mr. Dempsey. I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not. Yeah, Laudner, you're the new starting catcher for the Brewers. Because there's just no benefit, right? There is no realistic benefit to playing Dempsey if Dempsey isn't going to be an exceptional catcher. He's so bad offensively that his defense cannot make up for it. So we need to just accept and go with youth. Go with the youngsters and see what they can do. Alright, amigos, let us proceed. Good. Okay, Larry Dierker is going to retire. That is entirely fine. So Dick Schofield is getting better, and that he's closer to his floor, but his ceiling is shrinking a little bit. I am okay with that. As long as the rest of the picture fills in nicely, I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. Jim Rice is hitting 3 homers. He's back to form. He is what we wanted him to be. I'd like to see him hit a little bit better, but I'm satisfied with his performance at this juncture. So that's Dierker gone. That's it's really not that great a loss. The big question is going to be, does Sixto opt out? Yeah, Tim, you're not starting. Don't be fucking stupid. My boy. Somebody else wants you, they're welcome to you, but I don't think anybody is. If you don't want to be a distraction, then don't be a whiny bitch. Okay? I do want to keep Dempsey around as a backup. I think he saw his value there. But I don't want to keep Foley. I don't care. I can't be bothered. We can win or lose with them. So I'm just kind of like, meh. Like, the single biggest thing that's going to happen is we're going to get Loscano back. And once we get Loscano back, I think we're going to see a pretty drastic change in our fortunes. Hey, agent. Fuck off, okay? Just turn it around sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass. That is my advice to you. If Tim Foley wants to start, he should try playing better. There goes Steve Trout. That's kind of gross. Which means Larry Dierker gets the rotation back, which I really don't love, but I also don't have a choice because I don't really have another starting pitching candidate. I'm going to have Don Schultz, I guess, but I'd rather use Brad Leslie for now. For the moment. I must have every reliever named Tom on this team. That is my secret to tremendous glory. And it's going to be another 3 months. What the fuck, Lascano? You tore your hamstring. Why does that need freaking... Why does that need surgery? I mean, I'm definitely not going to try hard now. Who the fuck can I even get to start? I guess Don Schultz. You get a chance to start in the major leagues. Have fun. Hey, at least assuming I don't get fired, I should get a pretty solid draft pick. Which is going to be nice. It's going to be good if we can get a nice solid draft pick here. Yeah, we're just going to go to the end of the regular season. I'm not making the playoffs. No, don't start winning now. You're supposed to suck so I can get a great draft pick. How much money did you give Don Sutton? Honestly, 1.2 million is reasonable. I'm annoyed by it, but I'm not furious about it. Oh, Ben Ogilvy's contract is almost up. Oh, hell no. I can't afford that. At least I can't yet. And we're just going to go right through the World Series. I'm not even going to waste my time. You freaking jerk. I was going to promote you to the big leagues. And you're like, nah, I'm just going to retire. You freaking weasel. Dave Philly, you're getting promoted to AAA, but you're gonna go to the majors in point of fact. And then Mr. Cher Barth, I'm gonna jump you up to be the hitting coach for AA, and we'll just get a new rookie league hitting coach, like Mr. Garland Lawling here. That sounds like a fair decision. I don't think any team cares about you, my dude. Like, it's the very end of the season, you're just not getting a contract offer, and the White Sox won the World Series. That happened. There's no disputing that, and it definitely happened. Alright. Ooh, we got a new team owner. He's hands off? Oh my gosh, that is excellent news. Alright, so Larry Dierker is retiring. I already knew that Dave Philly was gonna retire. No, are you shitting me? Quit fucking retiring. I have jobs for you. Oh my gosh. I don't really care about much of this. We do need to find some new coaches. So first things first. Like, nothing about Vita Blue's Vita Blue tells me this is a top tier pitcher, except for the fact he pitches like a top tier pitcher. I'm gonna execute the shit out of this option. I don't want him to go. I'm not even gonna think about letting him go. Alright, so personnel wise, Mr. Wally Flager, you're being promoted to the big leagues. Congratulations. Mr. Bob Shearboth. I think you would make an excellent hitting coach, but I do want to make sure here. I would love one more easygoing hitting coach. Is there an easygoing hitting coach? You're personable. You are temperamental. You're an amazing coach, but you're not... let me offer you the AAA job, Mr. Doug Hansen. Actually, let me offer you the AAA pitching coach job, Mr. Doug Hansen. And then I will offer the AAA hitting coach job to Dutch here. Okay. Normal would be good, except I don't want anyone that struggles with easygoing. I want someone who is easygoing. Here we go. You know what? Customize the coach rating view. And then add their personality, please. And then save the view. There you go. So I don't have to guess, right? So it looks like John Bocabella would be a good choice. How do my people feel about temperamental people, though? They really don't like them. Temperamental is a big issue for this group. Personable and easygoing are the two best. Maybe I do want to hire you for the Major League job then. Look, normal is good too, so I will go ahead and offer Ken Keltner a hitting coach job with us, but that's kind of where we are right now. So, how much money do I have to spend? I have none because Catfish Hunter hasn't officially fucking retired yet. Until he retires, I have no money. Oh my gosh. Okay. Steve Trout, 150 grand is definitely reasonable, but I'm not guaranteeing you a starting rotation spot. You're going to have to earn that. Steve Bedrosian is fine, and I definitely don't want to get rid of him, but I probably could do better, theoretically. Maybe. There we go with that. Is there any value in a lefty killer who just never pitches? I think he's only getting one batter out when he comes into the game. That seems like a lot for 120K. I'm going to see what I can get prospect-wise if I trade Dave Rigetti. Really? Alright, you know what? I'm going to non-tender you and let someone else grab you. Niederfoyer, yes. I do want to bring you back. I'm not going to guarantee that you're the closer, though. I think that's going to stay with Tom Henke until he proves he can't do it. Tim Laudner, I think, is good enough to get another year with the job. With the J-O-B. I will promise you the starting lineup because Rick Dempsey doesn't do it for me. How much is half a win? Really? Like, letting him play regularly is clearly a mistake, but he's also still a really, really good leader, and he's a very talented bench guy. I think that's worth 160 grand. So there we go. Hector Cruz, I think I just non-tender you. Although, no, I will non-tender you. If someone else wants to sign you for, like, the Major League minimum, then they're free to do so. Damn, Tom Grieve got almost 7 WAR in the minors. That's pretty crazy. And I will also offer Gary Wheelock, minor league extension. I can't afford you, Ben. I can't. Otherwise, I would very strongly consider it. And I'm definitely not giving you 800 grand. You can go fuck yourself. Alright. This all seems great. Not great, but... let's talk about how the season went, and that's how we'll wrap things up. So, George Brett had a very nice bounce-back season. He still wasn't elite offensively, but he was much better than average. A lot of his power seems to be driven by doubles, so as long as he's hitting lots of doubles, he will look more productive. He is on the wrong side of 30, rapidly approaching it. But I've only got the Royals for a couple more seasons, so I'm not super hugely concerned about it. Chet the Lemon was just under league average, but he's such a good center fielder with so much base running skills that he still ends up being a very, very valuable player. I have no issues with Mr. Chet Lemon. I wish I could keep Ben Ogilvy. I think he really stabilized the lineup. And he's a great hitter. I can't afford him. Ken Griffey turned out to be exactly what we needed in a lot of ways. Led the league in triples. Got on base at a very good clip. And, yeah, he was a very, very talented hitter. Am I overpaying Jim Rice? Probably. But the man does what he does, and he does it fairly well. So I don't really see a way to upgrade there. Steve Henderson was decent, especially with us. He might well get a bigger role on the next team because he is signed and Ben Ogilvy is not. Rick Dempsey was literally a replacement level, so I think acquiring him was maybe a bit of a mistake. So is Dick Schofield, but I am more than willing to let him stick to it because I genuinely think there's something special here, and he just needs time to unlock his full potential. Bobby Valentine sucked. My entire bench sucked, really. But Bobby Valentine was maybe especially sucky. We got to get rid of him. We got to find a new shortstop if we're going to be competitive. The pitching is okay. Dennis Rasmussen ended up being excellent, which I did not expect. I did not expect that Mr. Rasmussen would step up and be like, yeah, I'm a borderline rookie of the year. What of it? He was exactly what we needed. He was our best pitcher. Vita Blue, as I said earlier, I don't know how he keeps outperforming his talent, but as long as he keeps doing it, I'll keep paying him. He is a bargain at $1.2 million, providing 4 wins a season. Tom Henke had a really good year, maybe hidden a bit by his somewhat high ERA. He does everything right, though. He just maybe got hit a little bit harder than he normally does. Frank Riccelli was very helpful, but I can't afford him. Don Sutton really was a decent contributor for us. Don Schultz was fine. I know I said the starting rotation is the pitching was what I was most worried about. It ended up being the strength of the team, which I definitely did not expect. But we've got to get a new starter. And that's going to come from Mr. Catfish Hunter finally putting in the damn paperwork and retiring. I need his salary off my books. Until he is retired, though, I got to pay the man. So hopefully he retires here very, very soon. Sixto Loscano is having another incredible season, which was the real tragedy and the big reason we finished the season 80 and 82. A healthy Sixto Loscano probably gets us another 5 to 6 wins. So we're probably looking at Rice, Loscano, and Henderson in some combination in our lineup in the outfield next year. With Lemon, of course, playing center. I need a shortstop. Or I need a really good second baseman. I will take either one. But I really think Dick Schofield just plays better at second, and so I'd really like to have a new shortstop. I would like one big game starting pitcher. Because, I mean, Bill Singer was fine. Steve Trout was pretty solid. I got a lot of really solid pitching performances. It's just not enough. Especially without a big-time starter to anchor the rotation. So, all that being said, we are now picking 12th. And is this a good draft pool? Oh, there's Jose Rijo. All players. Is this a deep draft? It is a deep draft, but I can't help but notice that I don't see the letters SS anywhere on the left-hand side here. This seems to primarily be a draft for pitching. Which, holy shit. Roger Clemens, Dwight Gooden, Jose Rijo, Brett Saberhagen. That is one hell of a top-tier pitching class. Like, that's frankly disgusting in the best possible way. But there is no good shortstop. So yes, I could get Alvaro Espinoza for my very own. It would be a waste of my first round draft pick. I don't know who I would take. I think I'm going to have to wait and see who falls to me before I make any kind of determinations here. I would murder someone for Roger Clemens, and there's no way in hell that he falls to me. You see me ending up with Chris Brown. I don't think so. Yeah, if fucking Jose Rijo is available, you think I'm taking Chris Brown? I see many names I would take here before Chris Brown. But I might try to snag Alvaro Espinosa in the second round. I think that would be a good addition to the team. But we're going to see what happens. We'll also have free agency, because with Catfish Hunter eventually decides to get off his lazy butt and retire, that's going to free up a couple million to spend, and that's going to be incredibly important. We have a new owner that's hopefully going to stop offering so many fucking stupid contracts to people. Just don't. It's not that hard. Just don't offer people contracts for no real reason. Until next time, my friends, we have exactly one more season with the Milwaukee Brewers. Friends, if we made the playoffs, I would be utterly shocked. I quite frankly don't think this team... I don't think there's any single upgrade that would make this team that much better. We're going to try. We will definitely try, but I think there's definitely going to be a team that's going to take some time to recover from. But I'll be very curious to see who is available for our next team. Any interesting franchises that still do not have a World Series to their name? I mean, there's one of the younger teams, like the Angels or the Royals or the Expos. Or the Rangers. Did I ever have the Washington Senators? Have I ever owned the Rangers before? Or run the Rangers before? No, I owned the version of the Senator. I had the version of the Senators which became the Minnesota Twins. I could see going for the Rangers. That'd be an interesting team to play with. But they do have an actual World Series title, though. That's kind of why I think I'd probably go Expos instead. Expos, Royals, or... There's also the Blue Jays, who haven't even made the playoffs yet. At least the other teams have made the playoffs at least once. I don't know. I will happily listen to your thoughts in the comments. Really, the White Sox, the most dominating franchise in Major League history. What? That is unacceptable. At least I've got more World Series than the Yankees, though. That makes me feel better. Orioles are 12-time champions, and I think quite a few of those were as the St. Louis Browns. Yeah, they had 3 of them. Wasn't that when I ran the St. Louis Browns? Didn't I win a bunch of World Series with them? No, I guess I didn't. I guess I never took over the Orioles. Curious. Curious. All right, my friends. Well, I hope you will let me know what you'd like to see me play as in the next series of this, as we are rapidly ending. But we're now... One of the things that's really cool about this era in baseball history is these are a lot of players that I grew up with. These are players that I'm starting to recognize and saying, yes, I saw them play. I remember Roger Clemens pitching very, very clearly. I remember Eric Davis playing. I wasn't a fan of the Reds in those days. Wait, no, he played for the A's, right? One played for the A's, one played for... Okay, you are the one that played for the Reds. I think Chili Davis is the one that played for the A's. But I do remember Roger Clemens. I do remember Kirby Puckett and Brett Saberhagen and Terry Pendleton. Every kid remembered Doc Gooden from that age. Good times. Jose Rijo, though most people remember him for being god-awful late in his career. The 1 year with like a 7 ERA. Let me see if I can remind myself what it was. Oh no, that wasn't Jose Rijo. That was Jose Lima. Jose Rijo just got injured a bunch. But he's actually fairly talented as pitchers go. I remember Stan Javier very clearly because when I played High Heat 2001, I was asking my dad, I wanted a good outfielder, and I wanted his recommendation for a good outfielder that could play all 3 positions, and I remember getting Stan Javier. And checks out. Checks out. Good times. Jose Uribe and his career with the Rockies. No, he played for the... Jesus Christ. I sit here and tell you how much I loved these players, and I get the teams wrong. It was Juan Uribe that played for the Rockies. Mark Gubicha, I think, was the Royals. Yep, I remember that. I remember that. Mark Langston for the Mariners. Good times. Good times. Rex Hudler, the future broadcaster. Cool. John Franco, who could forget John Franco, the pitcher for the Mets for a long time, that at one point I think had the most games completed in Major League history and was still like not even close. Oh, that's cool. Carl Willis being drafted by the Guardians. He's currently their pitching coach. We've got Billy Bean being drafted by the Orioles. You know, I bet if he wasn't drafted in the first round like he was in real life, Billy Bean might have stuck with playing baseball a little bit longer. John Gibbons played for Toronto, didn't he? No, he literally played 2 seasons for the Mets. I must be thinking of someone else. Good times. Alvin Davis, Seattle Mariner. Awesome. Well, my friends, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Please do share your thoughts in the comments about what team should come next. But until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.